All right, today we are diving into a text that is, well, it's just monumental. We're talking about a philosophy so profound that its opening scene has the entire universe literally stopping in its tracks to pay attention. This is the story of the perfection of wisdom. So what you're looking at here is the Prajñāpāramitā Sutra. That translates to the Great Perfection of Wisdom Sutra. Now, this isn't just some obscure text. It's a cornerstone of Mahayana Buddhism, and you really can't overstate its influence. It's shaped philosophy, arts, and culture all across Asia for centuries. It is huge. And you know, when I say text, I need you to erase the image of a single book from your mind, because that's not what this is. The complete version we're looking at, which was translated back in the 7th century, well, it spans 600 volumes. Yeah, 600. It's not a book, it's basically an entire library in itself. And that mind-boggling scale, it's not just some random historical fact. It's actually a huge clue. To really get what's going on inside these pages, you first have to wrap your head around just how massive it is. Because the size itself is part of the message. Think about this. Over 1 million lines of text. It's one of the largest religious works ever created. And it's not just long to be impressive. No, the sheer size is meant to mirror the boundless nature of the wisdom it's pointing to. It's kind of like trying to capture the entire ocean in a single cup. You end up with an ocean of words trying to describe something that's, ultimately beyond words. Okay, so you've got this enormous ancient text. You'd probably expect it to start with some, really dense, dry philosophical argument, right? Well, you'd be wrong. It does the exact opposite. It kicks off with a scene that is just truly cosmic. It's like the opening of a summer blockbuster. So picture this. The scene opens on a place called Vulture Peak Mountain. The Buddha's there, and he's surrounded by this huge crowd. We're talking thousands of his most advanced students, monks, nuns, and these incredible enlightened beings known as bodhisattvas. The stage is totally set. And right at that moment, just as he's about to start teaching, before a single word is spoken, the entire universe starts to react. First, the Buddha enters the state of super deep meditation. And then, bam, an immense, brilliant light just explodes from his body. And it doesn't just light up the mountain, it illuminates countless worlds. Then, the earth itself starts to shake in 6 different ways. And then, and this is the part that just gets me, all suffering, everywhere in the world just stops. Temporarily, but still. Wow. And you have to understand, this isn't just some random magic show, right? These aren't just displays of power for the sake of it. Every single one of these miracles is an act of pure compassion. The blind can suddenly see, the deaf can hear, the hungry are fed, the sick are healed. For this one perfect moment, all beings feel nothing but peace and goodwill towards each other. It's like the universe is creating the perfect, pristine stage for a perfect teaching. But it gets even bigger. Because this incredible light show, this cosmic event, it wasn't just for the folks on the mountain. Nope, it was a signal. Think of it like a cosmic invitation sent out across the entire multiverse. So beings from all across the multiverse, we're talking universes as numerous as the grains of sand in the Ganges River. They see this light, they feel these tremors, and these enlightened bodhisattvas, they know something absolutely world-changing is about to happen. So they start traveling from their own homeworlds, all converging on Vulture Peak to hear this teaching. And the text actually describes where they're coming from every direction you can imagine. From the east, for example, they come from a world called Many Treasures. Isn't that a beautiful name? Then from the south, you have beings journeying from a world that's, well, it's literally called free from all sorrow. I mean, can you even imagine living in a place like that? Okay, and this is where it gets really interesting for us. The sutra gives names to all these incredible worlds, and it gives our world a name too. We live in the Saha world, which means the world of endurance. It's basically defined as a place of struggle, a place you have to endure. And that contrast, right, between many treasures and free from all sorrow and, well, us, that's completely intentional. It's a way of saying that this profound teaching is especially for a world like ours, a world that needs it. So let's just recap. We have this absolutely insane universe-spanning buildup. We have an audience gathered from across countless galaxies. Which brings us to the most important question of all. What? What was the teaching they all came to hear? I mean, really think about it. After all that spectacle, after all that buildup, what message could possibly live up to the hype? What single idea could be so powerful that it literally shakes the cosmos and puts a stop to all suffering, even for a moment? The teaching is called Prajñāpāramitā. That's Prajñāpāramitā. It means the perfection of wisdom. But we're not talking about wisdom like book smarts or knowing a lot of facts. It's described as a totally different way of seeing reality itself. Seeing it directly, as it is, without all the filters and labels our minds constantly slap onto everything. And right out of the gate, the very first instruction the Buddha gives is a total paradox. He says a bodhisattva should practice this wisdom by way of non-abiding. Okay, so what on earth does that mean, non-abiding? Well, it means you engage completely with the world, you live your life fully, but you let go of the fixed, solid ideas you attach to everything you do. It's about applying this to every single action. So you give, but you don't cling to the idea of being a giver. You practice morality, but you don't get stuck on a rigid concept of purity or impurity. You're patient, but without a fixed idea of me being patient. See the pattern? It's about acting with total freedom, with total compassion, but without getting tangled up in the stories and labels we create about what we're doing. Okay, so let's bring this all back home. Why does this ancient text matter today? And more to the point, why tell this story this way? Why wrap this very subtle philosophy in such a huge, epic, cosmic package? Because that grand cosmic opening, it's not just for show. It's not just ancient special effects. It's a brilliant narrative tool to make you feel how important this central idea is. The text is screaming at us that the seemingly simple idea, acting without attachment, letting go of our fixed concepts, isn't some small, passive, navel-gazing exercise. It's an act so powerful, it can shake the very foundations of the universe. And that leaves us with a pretty provocative question, doesn't it? In our world, a world that is constantly yelling at us to achieve more, to grab more, to hold on tighter to everything, this ancient text proposes something completely radical. It asks us to consider that maybe, just maybe, the best way to build a better world and to find true freedom for ourselves isn't by holding on tighter, but by mastering the profound and universe-shaking art of skillfully letting go.